Can you guys hear me? Devin, since you're the only one I can see, hey, can you hear what I'm saying? You're on mute.
I can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. Hey, John. This is a weird thing we're doing.
I know, right?
For anyone that's really good at Zoom, do I have to admit everyone? Or after 11 o'clock, can anyone just join?
I don't know.
This will be fun. Hooray.
Hi.
What's up, Chris? John, I saw John Duffin a second ago, too, before he decided to hide himself.
Hey, buddy. Oh, yeah. I didn't like the way I looked.
There's nothing wrong with the way you look, brother.
You're very kind. You're very kind. Good to see you, man. Thanks for doing this. All right, so there I am.
There he is.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, I
Man,
showered
he's
and everything.
a
I've been through this. Hey there, Tori. How are you?
legend. Good. How are
Don't tell anyone I'm at the Fish Town office. There's no one here.
I won't.
No.
You're just
It's
breaking
safe. It's like one
breaking
person.
like law number one.
Breaking the rules.
You know, I fought the law, and Summers won.
Is
The
that,
beard one.
is that the song?
Hey everyone.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris. Are you hiding yourself?
You're not going to go on video?
I didn't mean to. Jesus.
Unbelievable.
I got
Hey,
a signed
I'm on-
contract today.
I'm showing
Contract.
as live video. I'm not hiding it, so it's kind of weird. I was just on another Zoom call and I had no problem.
I wonder if it's because I'm logged in as you.
You know what? You're
That
probably
might be
right.
why.
Yep.
Cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're me right now.
I think really it's an honor to you. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Chris, I asked this question to everyone a couple minutes ago. Do I have to continue to admit everybody? Or after 11 o'clock, will they just be able to join?
No. Everyone that got the link will actually have to go into the link, any other Zoom call. If you don't join in, then you're not going to be on it.
No, I mean, so after they decide to click the link and join in, I get like a
Yeah.
person is waiting notification at the top.
Okay.
Do you have to admit them all the time? Or is it only kind of after 11 o'clock? Do they just get to come in?
No, they should automatically come in. You shouldn't have to do it every time.
Tony.
He just said she tried joining the host. It keeps spinning and says the host has another meeting in progress. I said
Who?
keep trying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm admitting people left and right over here.
I just wanted you guys all to see my fabulous background.
Woo!
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel better
Where's the
already.
margarita?
Wow.
I don't even know how you did that.
I'm gonna go on silent again. I've got people calling me. Bye, guys.
Green screen it.
We'll
I
just
wanna-
we'll just hang out for like another minute or two and then let
Okay.
some more people join.
Hey,
Yeah, okay.
hey, Brandon, you can mute and unmute people, and then also people can push *6 if they want to mute themselves, and then *6 to get back on again.
Yep, I was gonna good tip. I was gonna let everybody know to mute themselves if possible.
Doing it right now.
You don't want to hear me talk?
Can you hear me talk?
No,
I can hear you, John.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna eat while I listen.
What are you watching behind you?
Yeah, I was just gonna say what movie we got going on
I'm
there.
watching Boss
Boss
Baby.
Baby?
Oh, cool. If you don't have Netflix
Right.
or anything, we can just watch John's video.
Here's one of my guys. Say hi.
Aw,
Hey, bud.
hi, Betty.
what's up, buddy?
Mine'll be somewhere, I'm sure.
My beast is upstairs right now, causing havoc with my wife.
Both of mine are trying to sleep, but that doesn't last very long. All right, so it still makes me admit everybody. I'll just keep
This one's
doing it.
mine. Oh, look at that backdrop, Jim. Hi.
Wow.
Nice.
Home Access. That's our affinity marketing program.
Nice.
Jim Goldstein, what's up, buddy?
Yo.
Yo.
Hey, you know, I used to work from home. Now I work from home, so try to adapt.
Oh, hey there, bud.
So not a lot changed for you then, huh?
Well, my wife's giving me funny looks. We've been in the same house together now for about 10 days, and my food tasted a little funny last night. I'm feeling woozy. So
That's called poison, my friend.
not sure what's going on.
All right, cool. So we'll get rocking and rolling. Obviously, it'll be a little bit different than our normal gig. Again, for anyone who joined in the past few minutes, please mute yourself if possible, just so we don't have 60, 70, or 80 people, however many people get in, all talking at once. My dogs will bark at some point when like a squirrel runs by my house, so you might hear that, but everything else will be fine. I'll do a screen share so we can see. I'm just worried that if I do screen share, the participants is going to go away, but we'll figure that out. Just confirming, can someone let me know if they see what I'm seeing?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Good job, Brandon. I'm proud of you.
I
Yeah,
checked.
I'm figuring it out.
Good job.
Okay, cool. Any idea what this means, Tori? You're mute.
You have to
Oh, there I
go
am.
to
Okay,
view
I'm
to
good.
you have review. You have to request access. That's all. Hit the little view to request access button.
Yeah, I
Can you
don't
hear
think-
me?
Yeah, I can hear. I don't think we have any media videos or anything.
I don't know why it's doing that, but just do it.
This is fun.
While we're doing that, Brandon, why don't we talk about operationally kind of where we are right now
Yep.
with the COVID-19, right?
That's going to be the first slide. We figured
There you go.
there's
Oh,
no
there's
reason
two.
there's no reason not to get right into it.
Mhm.
So most of you should have probably read the email. We also Mike Fresania posted a great recap to our Facebook page. Things are consistently changing like all the time, which is fun, which is why it took us a little bit to get out a message to everybody yesterday. Continue to give everybody updates all the time as much as possible. But let's just go through some of the quick ones really fast. So again,
Could you send
so let me go through a couple really quick. Obviously, the office closures. And Chris, you might have another update on 1619.
Hey guys, if
You
you're
guys,
not
who-
on mute, can you mute yourself, please?
Thank
Whoever
you.
that
Please
is
mute.
that's not muted. Can you please mute
Yeah.
yourself?
I guess I can probably mute them.
Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
You can mute everyone.
Rob, that's you. You're not muted. There's people in the
Don't mute me. Don't mute me.
Up. I muted you. You can unmute yourself though.
Okay, I did.
Yep. So updates. Obviously, it's an insane time in our city, in our office, in the country. We tried to send out the most comprehensive update that we possibly could yesterday. It took us really all day to do it because every time we had an email put together, we had to completely change it because Mayor Kenny would get on TV and say something, or Jersey would get on TV and say something, or the government would get on. So this is the most up-to-date. Now, again, I'll just do a recap, and Chris, Gaurav, Tor, anybody feel free to chime in. All the offices are closed, really close to everyone. They're definitely close to the public. They're accessible currently via key fob. We really ask, just from a safety and security purpose, if you're going to go to one of the offices, please just go for settlements or to pick something up real quick. I wouldn't suggest, they've all been deep cleaned at this point, but I wouldn't suggest, hanging out, bringing people there. Let's try and mitigate as much germ sharing as humanly possible.
Hey, Brandon. All the offices have been deep cleaned except for 1619. They will be deep cleaned this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. And while we're on that real quick, we're going to send out an email regarding everyone will need to be out of the office this Saturday and Sunday so it can be sanitized and deep cleaned.
All right, thanks, Chris. I figured that was that was coming. So the offices will stay in that point, kind of in that holding position, where it's key fob only access until the city or federal government decides to really shut everything down. At that point, there is a chance 1619 could be locked down even to key fobs because of the property management company. The other offices, Hopkinton House, we don't have full control over because it's in the Hopkinton House. But our Fishtown office, we do have control over, so that'll stay key fob only as long as possible. The really, really, really important thing on the closures, we're not going to be having this was in the email, but we're not going to have couriers going between the offices because they won't be able to get in. So if you have anything that needs to be mailed, like anything really important, make sure it's directed to 1619. At this point, and Chris, again, I know you updated me on this yesterday, but where are we at with the mail as far as like packages? I know no personal packages should be sent because they're just too large, but are the mail carriers still entering 1619?
Yeah, so we gave a key fob to the mail person. It's a different mail person than we usually have. She's filling in for the next 3 days from what she told me. So she does have a key fob. She is going to be able to come up and drop off packages and bulk mail. And now, unless there's a federal shutdown, which Brandon, you were kind of talking about, whether the building's going to totally shut down, that will affect the mail person bringing packages and mail. Now, some mail can go through the mail slot at the front, but a bulk of the mail won't fit in it. So we'll deal with that if we get into that situation. But for right now, all mail is being delivered as usual.
All right, cool.
Hey,
Again,
Brandon, as well, I spoke to Ken earlier today, the building manager, and he's going to, if the building gets locked up where even they have to show up the key fobs, he's going to have somebody downstairs to receive those packages at a desk down there. So
oh,
that's
great.
going to work out as well.
Good.
Great.
Cool. That's a good update. Thanks, Joe. Obviously, all floor time for the week and potentially 2 weeks as long as we're not in the office. All the floor times will all be canceled, which shouldn't be a huge surprise. Settlements. So settlements, and this is obviously really, really, really important. All currently scheduled settlements are still, especially with Go Abstract, are still scheduled to occur. One thing that could be a potential issue, and Gaurav, I know we were working on this last night at like 7 o'clock with Go Abstract. One thing that could be an issue is if the actual counties start shutting down, and if the deed recorder isn't allowed to come to work. So if that happens and the counties don't do electronic deed recording, then settlements in those counties could be postponed. Gaurav, do you have any other information on that? I know we were working on that last night.
I'm gonna unmute myself. No, Brandon, you keep going. I'm taking notes, but I want to talk after the Q&A.
Okay. So yeah, keep that in mind. And for any coming up settlements, which might be a little slower over the next few weeks, please schedule them. If you're doing it with Go Abstract, schedule them at the 1619 office, because Go Abstract might not have easy access to the other two locations, at least for the time being. Again, that was also in the email. And the most important thing above all that is all those schedules are subject to change if there's city or federal or county regulations that are put in place. No one knows what's really going to happen in the next couple days or weeks. So just be cognizant of that, and we'll consistently be giving updates on closures and county updates and everything. Commissions and escrows. So if you have a pending commission or submit a commission for payout in the near future, Michael Slusher will be reaching out to you directly to make sure that's paid and make sure it's figured out with you. For escrows, and Joe, this is where I kind of want you to chime in a little bit. We are setting up the online escrow system, but it does take a couple of days. Can you give us a little bit more info on that, Joe?
Yeah, we're hoping to have that all set up. We will start the process. It's just a process with the bank as far as getting them to confirm and their security protocols. So that should be done within the next 48 hours. So by time we asked for all escrow checks yesterday to be processed through the end of the month. So hopefully we have the bulk of those, if not all of those, already processed for this month. And going forward, if we have a 3-day turnaround and this was set up in 2 days, we should be set to go with e-checks by the time we need another escrow check is the hope.
Yeah, that was the plan behind Tori sending out that email yesterday, and we really do appreciate as many people sending the escrow release request as they did. Michael got a ton yesterday and has been hammering those out. Another important note on the escrow checks, please, if you're going to have people drop them off still or send them, it has to be sent to the 1619 office, again, because there's not going to be a courier between the other two locations. And that includes the mega agent offices as well. So anything coming from any of our offices, please have them sent to 1619. It's the only way we're going to be able to get them.
That's correct, yes.
We also included the wiring instructions in case there's a situation in which you have to wire. And we've noted that wiring fees will be waived while the city is on lockdown. Again, anything we can do to help with that, we will. I'm just going through the list again. We touched on mail. If you have any packages that are still in transit, I do suggest, and Jeremy Poley did this yesterday with a lot of video equipment, I do suggest getting them routed to your house. Bless you. I do suggest getting them routed to your house if possible, just to avoid any potential issues with the mail service. Training classes. So training classes will, as many as we can, will be live streamed, similar to this. The other nice thing is, and Mike Rosania posted this on our page this morning too, is KWRI and the regions are doing a ton of like really, really good high-level Zoom call trainings with some of the top agents and teams in the country. So there's a schedule that anyone who's in the KW system, obviously, you've all been emailed a schedule from KWRI with the information on how to access those trainings. It's all through Connect. Couple things, and Dana Friedman just sent an email about this. There was a continuing education class scheduled for Monday. We cannot do, Pauly and Associates is unable to do virtual training for that. So we're going to be rescheduling that. And as of to this point, we have three CE classes on the deck for April already, which is a lot. So yeah. So if you need any more information on that, you can shoot me or Dana or Deidre an email, and we could probably help more with that.
Hey, Brandon. Hey, Brandon. I'm gonna also sprinkle in one Zoom call a week on the shift book. So I'll be doing one chapter a week. So everyone will get the schedule on that as well.
Perfect. Yeah, we I know you're going to touch on some shift things quickly in a few seconds or a few minutes, but yeah, we're going to be trying to get more unique opportunities for training that we can over the next week or two, or however long we're in this mode for. So we're always going to be posting those on the Facebook page, and they'll be sent out via Zoom call. This is definitely the most effective way to do it, which is huge because everybody's going to be available. So we'll be doing those. Our normally scheduled trainings are still going to be taking place as long as the instructor can do Zoom calls, and we'll send that schedule out as well. Just keep, honestly, and I think Mike Rosania, thank you again for stepping up and being a great leader through all this and keeping the rest of us aware of a lot. I think you did post on the Facebook group yesterday that we're going to be doing some more command trainings as well, as but not just like us, but some of the national ones. But the biggest thing is just stay up to date on the Facebook page. There's so much information given out on that page. It's imperative that you're on that. And I have another update on how we're going to be notifying, communicating to later on. You can feel free to read what each one of the leadership team members is going to be doing during the time that we're not in the office. But I do want everybody to just keep in mind, like, we're not just hanging out. Like, we're all working. Joe looks like he's in the office right now. We're all rocking and rolling, trying to make sure we keep this thing afloat as much as possible. But that should also reflect on what you guys do. So now's the time to like dig in and dig on your database, dig on the command or CRMs that you use, get your social media game on point, reach out to all those people that you've been wanting to reach out to, but it's just been too crazy running around all the time, so you haven't had the chance. People are home. There's no better time than right now to reach out to them. And it's still, like Gaurav said yesterday in his talk at 12, it's still a great time to buy and sell a property. So it shouldn't 100% come to a halt. Keep moving. Our leadership team is going to be reaching out to everybody in the brokerage over the next couple days or week, and just making sure we, keep us up to date on what you need help with, struggles you're facing, things you're running into in the market. Typically, in any of these situations, whatever some people run into, the rest of us are going to be running into. So it's really good to keep that communication going as much as possible. Chris, anything to add on that?
No, that was great. I will tell you, you have two choices right now. You can either run away from it, or you can run towards it. And a couple points that I'll be talking about in regards to a shifting market, which we are in right now effectively. If you listen to Gary's call yesterday, he spoke to exactly that we are definitely in a shift, 100%. Brad, I'm not sure if you want me to get into some talking points on the shift, or
it's the next slide. So why don't we dig in?
Chris, can I lead you into it? Guys, just remember, Microsoft was started in a recession. My personal life, my first company was started in a recession. Perfect time to build up your game, the infrastructure, so that if you survive now, there will only be good practices, good infrastructure. You'll be set for the cycle when it turns around again. Now is the time to cash in, to build up your business. This is not a time to sit back and think about crying and how this is going to hurt our business and I'm not making money. This is time to build up your infrastructure. Call your database, build everything up in your business so you can continue surviving this, and you'll come out shining than anybody else in the past. So Chris, you take it away from here.
No, thanks, Gaurav. And I'll tell you, this is a perfect opportunity to, if you're not familiar with Command or you need to, I think we could all do a little bit better on Command. Definitely a great time to learn Command at its highest level. And also, 36 Touch, here's a great way to reach out to your clients, touch your database, perfect your database, making sure that your 36 Touch is the way it should be. And then lead generation, making sure that you're lead gen at least 3 to 4 hours a day for the next 5 days. I will tell you, mostly everybody will be at home. So I will tell you, it's a great time to get in touch with people. So a couple points on shift. And I'll start off with lead generation, right? Organizations that are built on lead generation will succeed. Organizations that are built on lead receiving will have a difficult time getting through the shift. Value proposition. What is your value proposition? There are 3 things to get very clear on when related to your value proposition. 1, know your market, city, and neighborhood better than anyone else. If you do not, study it. Be the hyper-local expert. 2, know your product. Houses. Go to your next 3 inspections and ask questions. Learn more about construction. Study home details. Know real estate. And 3, know service providers and provide your clients with the service providers who will help them before, during, and after the transaction. Gary shared 6 things he would include if he was to rewrite shift, right? And I'll give you 6 quick ones. Value proposition. Focus on the value proposition as I just mentioned. Economics. Where are you spending money unnecessarily? Can lower your costs 1%, 2%, 3%. I can tell you right now, personally in my life, my wife and I are looking at where we can save money right now. Also, and my team as well, we've been doing this. Where can we shave and cut down and winterize our business? 4, market of the moment. Know who's showing up in your market to buy houses. Understand your client's motivation. 5, recalibrate your numbers. The same activities that were leading to success 2 months ago or even last week may not get you to the same level of success. Recalibrate your numbers. And lastly, remessage. There's never a lack of buyers. We must message to our clients that we are working with a lot of buyers. I think that pretty much sums it up. Go ahead, Brandon.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I know you'll go a lot more in depth when you do your Zoom call with everyone, which I think is going to be really, really great. There's no better time than now to read this book and dive back in as much as humanly possible. Because, it is what it is. We're here, right? So take advantage of the situation. Gaurav, anything before we go to training, which looks weird, but is there anything else that you want to add on that?
I think Chris mentioned very nicely how the shift is going to play, and this is new territory for 80% of the people. most of us have never experienced a shift. I started my business and I was in a shift without knowing it. So I experienced it firsthand. But when you have a successful business and your business goes down, that hurts much more. It requires new ways. If you're starting as a brand new agent, there's nothing better there's no bad habits. There's nothing to lose. You can build your business ground up. So I really am excited that for many people, this is an opportunity to rebuild their business. Nobody wants a shift. Nobody wants business to go down, but this is an opportunity for all of us to rebuild our businesses the best we can, and things will change. So if you don't adapt and if you don't use this opportunity, you will be left behind.
I appreciate that, and I agree 100%. Let's jump in. I'm still trying to figure out how Zoom works, but so Zoom meetings, we already touched on a lot of this prior to the shift slide. Again, any of the Marty Miller or any of the other people that have posted 66-day challenges or really good command training on YouTube, like, please take this opportunity to check that stuff out. There's no better time to do it, in my opinion. And we'll be posting this stuff to the Facebook group as well. So obviously, like every month, we don't want to we're not going to stop rolling. We have a ton of new people that have joined us this month. I think it is awesome that people are still making moves and getting licensed and, coming over from other brokerages, despite everything that's going on in the world. So if you guys see any of these people, if they're on your teams, if, you see them in training, reach out. There's no better time than now to, live up to the KW culture, live up to the model, and live up to, what we stand for as a company. And during difficult time, help pick these people up. I mean, that's huge. So if you see anybody, feel free to reach out, say hi, grab coffee, or virtual coffee, if you would. This is what it's all about. So I also want to congratulate everyone who capped in February, which is awesome. Nicole, Anthony, and Barbara, congratulations. Enjoy it. Hopefully you have many, many, many more months left of getting 100%. And hopefully it invigorates you even more to, build your business bigger than it was last year.
Can you read their last names? Because no one else can see the slides.
Can't see the slides?
Oh, maybe they can. I hid them. Sorry.
I can see the slides, sure.
Yeah, because it should be screen share. So if you were on that chat feature, wherever you were at, it probably hid them.
All good.
All good. We're all figuring out how to use Zoom.
I'm staring at your giant face.
Good. So if you click, there's like on the right hand side of the screen, there's a feature with like all the different videos. If you click that, you'll just go to like the person who's talking.
Right. I see it now. Thank you.
You're welcome. And if you want to minimize that little screen, we can go through our production awards for February. So I'm sure you all felt it on a high level, but January and February were crazy in a good way. Spring market's already here. I know what's going on might slow down a little bit, but like Gaurav, Chris, and everybody else has said, there's no reason for it to. We have a lot of ties for individual agent production, which is great. It's good to see some different names up here too. First place for units with 5 is Luciano. Congratulations. Second place, we had a 3-way tie with Nicole, Dina, and Billy. And third place, we had another 3-way tie with Gennady, Leanne, and Stacy. So congratulations to everybody on the production. I don't know if we can do like a virtual clap for them, but have at it. Volume. So again, it's cool to see some different names up here than we're used to seeing. Good, healthy competition, and also some really good numbers. So I mean, again, February was a good month for a lot of people. Roman with almost $2 million in first place on production. Debbie, almost $1 million. Stacy, like real close. That was a tough race for second place. Leanne, right up there too. And Vicky, our lovely, lovely, lovely broker, Vicky, coming in 5th place in individual production last month. It's weird without clapping, by the way. Thanks. So small teams, again, this is 3 agents or less. Top units, She Moves Philly just crushing it with 22. Jack Berry Group with 3, and Team Limitless with 2. I think it's almost time for the family to come down. For volume, we have She Moves Philly with 2.3 million, Jack Berry Group and Team Limitless rounding out the top 3. For large teams, we have Smart Move leading the way for units with 7, and someone's cheering in my house. The Transition Philly with 6, Laura Irvine team with 5.
Yeah, court.
Yeah, right. Nate Nanis team with 4.2 and Fresh Places with 4. For volume, we have Laura Irvine at 2.5, Transition Philly at 1.7, Smart Move at 1.64, Philadelphia Signature Properties 1.3, and Nate Nanis team at a little over 830,000. We'll send these. This is recording too, so we'll send it out so you guys can grab screen grabs. For groups, again, this is all of our teams 8 agents and above. Condo Shop leading the way for units at 72.2. Summers team at 47.6. Center City South at 17. Citywide with 13.4, and Venture Philly with 4. And then for units, pretty much follows suit. Condo Shop regained first place after a second place finish last month at 16.2. Summers team with 13. Center City South with 4.7, Venture Philly with 2.7, and Citywide with just under $1 million. Cool. I get to stop talking. So, Jeremy, if you want to unmute yourself, that would be ideal, and just touch on a few of the things that are changing in the world of our media.
How's my audio?
It's great.
Yes.
Great.
All right.
Nailed it.
So yeah, there was something that I kind of wanted to talk about real quickly, not to get too deeply philosophical. Chris went over it well, and you touched on it as well about, and Gaurav, a lot just about how things change. And when it comes to presenting your listings, I think we're seeing a change. Probably more so temporary, but you never know how long these things can actually impact a generation of people of wanting to see more from their own home. And you know, the value on where you put value at when you market your listings never changes, but the overall value never changes, but where you put that value does. I'm sure there's some realtors around who still remember taking ads out in the telephone book. And who's doing that today? So just keeping a curiosity open to where it can move now. And along those lines, we are now doing, well, I should just mention the media department's daily processing is still going pretty much normal at this point. Again, things could change pretty quickly, but if you're looking to book a photo shoot, a video, head on over to myphiladelphiaphoto.com, and for anybody who doesn't have a login yet, that's going to be coming today. I'm going to be emailing anybody who hasn't gotten one yet, so that you can get your actual prices. The prices on the site are full pricing, and our KW Philadelphia agents are getting 25% off all those prices. So that's coming if you want to take a look at that. And then if you have any kind of random questions, feel free to email me, call me, text me. I know things are a little bit more complicated right now, but I'm here to work through it with you, as well as our entire staff of photographers and editors. So the one big announcement, the thing I'll wrap up with, is that along the lines of where value is changing to, we are now doing virtual tours. That's something I think, if I can share my screen, let me see if I've figured out Zoom. You cannot start screen share while the other participant is sharing. Okay. I was going to show you just a virtual tour. A lot of you already know kind of what it's like, but just to kind of see it firsthand.
Jeremy, I'll stop my share for you, and then you can then you can get in.
All right. Share screen. Cool. Everybody seeing this?
Yep.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, so you end up with a
Yes.
360 view. There's even things like you can write some information in here, add some text somewhere, move into other rooms. And this is a great way to, of course, see a property if you're a potential buyer without ever leaving your home. Photographs are great, and to a certain degree, they can portray things in almost better than life standpoint. So you never want to get away from those. I think of like wedding photography, like as much as wedding videography is taken off, there's nothing that will ever replace that awesome photo of you and your spouse at a wedding. Same thing with real estate photography. But when you're trying to stay in and when you're trying to actually cross out listings, going through seeing which ones am I not interested in, this is going to be something that should help you get over that hurdle, because people are able to kind of see this, and this is probably like the last step before they're like, yes, I want to go actually see this listing. Or for a lot of people who are buying from, you know, New York City or outside of Philadelphia, to be the last step to be like, yeah, this is something I want to go ahead with. Let me see if I can go back. Actually, could you go back to or stop the screen share? Oh, I think I can do that. Are you there? Am I muted? No, I'm not muted.
Hold on, I was muted.
I'm
Jeremy,
in
real
Troy's
quick,
situation.
I saw Britt posted in the chat if it's Matterport. Is that Matterport?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. So that's actually kind of the main reason why I wanted to show you. This is what we are offering. It is different than Matterport. It is a virtual tour, but this one, it takes you room to room, and it offers you. Actually, I think I stopped sharing my screen, so everything I'm doing right now is pointless. But it takes you room to room. Each room has its own setup, and within that room, you can add details to it. Like I mentioned, you can add text. You can add like a hello. You can add a video. So if you do a video for your property as well, you can put that in there. You could even put little videos in each room where maybe you're standing in the room talking about the room or something like that. It kind of turns it almost into its own 3D website, the house into its own 3D website, 360-degree website. But I do want to clarify, this is not Matterport. Matterport is going to give you kind of like the step-by-step where you keep clicking through and you click, 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 and you get through the room and you click, 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 and you go up the stairs and things like that. That's different. But so to wrap this up, so on the site, this is going up. Full price is $149.99. For the 25% off, that means it's I think it's $112.50 for our agents. But talking with Gaurav and Chris, they want to get ahead of everybody else. They want our realtors to succeed here, and at this time, this seems like maybe the most powerful tool possible. And so they're going to eat the bill, and anybody who goes with an HDR shoot through our in-house services, which is $101, it will get this for free as an addition, only until March 31st. So hopefully anybody who is actively trying to get their listings out there, this should be the boost that makes you stand out above everybody else. Also worth mentioning is on Zillow, they are awarding a boost to listings that have virtual tours, as well as video tours, as we know. So you could also potentially, we do have like a mobile video walkthrough that we do on a phone that's pretty easy, professional, and that's only $35 that you can add on. So you could have HDR photos, a video mobile walkthrough, and a virtual tour for $136 right now. And that, I don't know of any other way that you can have a listing be pushed out as well as that, and you know, at that price. So that's I think everything that I have to say. Again, feel free to follow up with questions and things like that. And there's one thing on the site when you do go to a photo option and book it, if you want the walkthrough video, there's like a checkbox. It's not adding the price, that $35 price right now. But we can follow up, just still book it, and we'll just follow up with the invoice afterwards. But I should be tinkering with that, getting that done today or tomorrow.
Great job, Jeremy. Thank you.
Yep.
Cool. Thanks, Jeremy. Let's go. I'll go back to my screen share.
I saw Jerry had the question of, did this allow video to be seen in bright right now? Does anyone know the answer to that question? We can find out.
Cool. Lauren, could you give a quick update on what your world's looking like now that we're not in the office every day?
Yeah, so fortunately or unfortunately for me, since most of you know, I fell and fractured my foot a couple weeks ago, I've been working mostly remotely for the past 3.5 weeks. So there will be pretty much no interruption to normally scheduled activities. I did send out an email yesterday to everyone that currently has a deal going on with me. And I'll, cover it again. It's all the standard stuff. Vicky is working on that addendum with the COVID-19 language. As soon as I get that, I will be uploading it into everyone's loops and getting it sent out to our clients to sign. I know some of our deals are a little bit further out than the 2, 3, 4 weeks that we're kind of looking at right now, but I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So that's going to be going out to everyone as soon as we get it. I'll be some of you have already seen, but I've been encouraging people to do wire transfers for deposits just to avoid any issues from our office and from other offices. So I've been requesting wire instructions, and I encourage anyone who has a team, any admin who's on this call right now, at least wire deposits don't need a physical person there to accept them. We don't have to worry about mail. We don't have to worry about our clients going out and about. It's just one of the easier ways to do it. So I'm encouraging wire deposits all around. Also, sellers getting deed packages when possible. It's a lot harder for a buyer to do a remote closing. We're working on it. I've talked to a few lenders about it, but really, at least with the sellers getting deed packages when possible, that's still limiting the number of people in a room, limiting exposure to everyone involved. And it's full steam ahead. We have, for my department right now, we have about 70 transactions pending. We've had a couple penned in the past 24 hours. It doesn't really look like it's slowing down necessarily. So definitely, keep up the good work, guys. I know you can dig through all of this. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm around, I'm available. Shoot me an email, text, phone call, whatever you need.
Thanks, Lauren. So a couple mortgage updates. So first off, we want to welcome Jesse into our KW Philadelphia family. So Jesse is going to be the Annie Mac mortgage loan originator that's tackling our offices, all of our locations. And you'll meet him, see him around. Here's his contact information as well. And he provides an excellent level of service, just like all of our LOs do. We also wanted to update, in case you aren't aware, there's been some movement with some of the MSA partners. So Adam Funk is now with Garden State Home Loans, and we want to make sure you had his updated information, which you have here. And then our lovely Finance of America crew, Jim and Alyssa, still moving on track. I do just want to give Jim, I know you're on here. Are there any other MSA partners on the call?
I think Alyssa's on, but
If you want to give a quick update on, kind of where we're at, there's been some crazy rumor, speculation in the mortgage world.
yeah, I appreciate that. Great call, by the way. Really great to sit in and listen in and hear how things are being handled on the real estate side. At Finance of America, we're having, at least for the foreseeable future, daily town hall calls, just keeping us apprised of how the company is positioned to get through all this. I've been doing this a long time, and I've only seen 2 other markets that were really this crazy. very, very volatile, but something very significant happened. Actually, Matt Boyce did a great job. If anybody saw the piece that he put out earlier, that on Monday, the Fed agreed to buy mortgage-backed securities at, I think, at $800 million, some huge number. And that provided an incredible amount of stability. There are some charts that if you see, they've been all over the place. Rates were down in the very low threes. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of last week, rates went up about 0.75% to close to 4%. But then the market, then Fed bought into the market and everything shot back down. And what we're being told by our capital markets is that rates are going to have gone low and are expected to stay low. There's a real better level of stability in terms of mortgage rates as far as that's concerned. So that's a quick update. We're in a good position to fund loans. Interestingly, we had a 15-minute closing today. The title agent sent the package out for the buyers to review. The buyers came in, brought their own pens, signed the docs, and left. And so we're also working together to try and make as safe an environment for closings as possible. As far as Zoom is concerned, we've been Zooming here at Finance of America for about 1.5 years now. And I think that in the current environment, it's a really good opportunity. If you were going to be having a buyer seminar at a WeWork or somewhere else, it's pretty easy and effective to flip that over to a webinar. And we would love to, partner with you. If you're doing, I think people are craving updates and information. So any agent who would maybe want to do an update for people who are interested in buying in this market or selling in this market, and we can lend a hand with some rate and mortgage information, that would be great. But yeah, we're full steam ahead like you guys, staying busy with purchase business. Refis, we have them, but we're putting them on they'll close when they close. And I wanted to ask Chris Summers, if he thinks that Zoom is a good stock buy right now, because I'm thinking about buying some. So want to hear what Mr. Summers has to say about that.
I'm sure it is. I know a couple of us were talking about that. I think Justin President and I were talking about that the other day, and Jerry. Everything's down except for Zoom. Time to buy. Cool. Thanks, Jim.
Sure. Thank you, guys.
So a couple quick things before we do a Q&A. So the website has been in open live beta test mode. If leads are coming in, again, just like the my listing, my lead policy, if leads are coming in with attached to your listing, I've been sending them out. Please, Autumn will be resending out the link for you to put a headshot or a bio in. If you don't have it, it's the site set up not to have you on the site, so there's no gray boxes of people. Please get those in. I can't stress that enough. Quick update too. So in light of everything that's going on, we feel as though communication could be better if we had a specific email address just for updates. So when you see emails from the updates at KW Philadelphia, that is direct updates from leadership regarding, now coronavirus related issues, anything important. So this won't be, classes or anything like that we typically would send out. So if you see this, please read that email. It's very important. Cool. So let's do a little Q&A. I know we covered a good amount here. I know there's probably a lot of questions. Tori, if possible, could you go on the chat feature? And if you have a question, instead of everybody trying to talk at once, can you type it into the chat feature and we'll cover as much as we can in the next, 15, 20 minutes or so?
Yeah, I know Morgan had a question I told her to hold off on. So Morgan, if you want to go first, I will read that question first for you. Hold on, let me find it. Hang on. It was
Real quick, sorry, I can just tell you.
a signature for 2 checks. Where can she bring it? She can bring it to Kate, but if there's someone near 1619, that would be great.
No, I think, can you already hear me as well?
Yes.
I think it should stay in 1619. I am in the office rotating myself, and I think between myself and Brandon and Chris and Vicky and if needed, Kate, we'll have enough signatures done. But I think instead of people walking around and going to different places, just go to 1619 Walnut, coordinate with Michael, and let Michael be the point of contact. And he'll arrange for everybody as compared to agents going around and trying to figure out how to get signatures. That's the accounting department can handle that, and we'll work with them directly.
Okay, great. The next question is about the addendum that we talked about for that Vicky was working on. Where are we at with that?
We should have that finalized today. Attorneys were looking at this yesterday. We should have that out today for everybody.
Okay,
and the addendum for people who don't know, with everything that's going around, with the uncertainty that people have.
Can you talk a little louder, G? We can't really hear you.
Is this better?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
For everything that's going around with the coronavirus and with all the changes coming in and the closures coming in, who knows if the title companies, lenders would be able to close or not. We don't know if people can get inspection appraisers in. We have no idea how things will roll out. So in anticipation of that, I think there should be an addendum which allows people beyond the contingencies in the addendum, in the PAR agreement, people to still get into an agreement, but if needed, have some safety net. And that's why this addendum will be required. And that should be going out to everybody today so they can read it and have the buyers and sellers acknowledge it. Another question came about what happens to the transactions that are already pending? Would this addendum be required? I think it's challenging to go behind a transaction that is already pending, but if you felt there's going to be an extension needed for whatever reason, I think you should read the addendum and pass it on to the buyers and sellers and say, my company has released this addendum in lieu of what's going on, and this could be something we should be using as an extension or an addendum to our agreement.
Okay, great. And the next question is, I know homes that are currently under contract to close are continuing as usual with title. What are we doing for properties that will go under contract with it within the next 2 weeks or so?
The title company has been awesome. They've been working. I was in the office with them until 9 p.m. yesterday, or close to 9 p.m. I think Marianne is a rock star. She left at 10:50 p.m. at night. She's working there. Everybody's working very hard to make sure that our agents get what they need to close. That's why all closings have been moved to 1619 Walnut. I spoke to many of our agents. They were very kind in accommodating and coming to 1619 instead of the other locations. Our office, obviously the idea is to keep everybody safe as much as we can and keeping a distance between as many people. So if they're not required to come to closing, please ask them not to come. Please ask sellers to have deed packages. And people who are coming in, we're going to try to restrict as much as we can for closings, only for Go Abstract in 1619 Walnut. There is a cleaning a procedure that has been set up after every closing in the closing room. We can only monitor our own team, so it'll be imperative that we do that.
Hey, real quick, G, while you're talking about access to the building, we did get a message from the building today. While it's still open via fob, they, I guess more than enough people have gone into 1619, and they wanted to be able to stay open in case there's an emergency or settlements or anything like that. But they're uncomfortable with the amount of people that have been going. So I can't stress this enough, if there's no reason to go, please don't go. Worst case scenario, the building managers get kind of fed up with that and they shut down everyone's access to the building, which doesn't help anyone. So please don't go if you don't have to go.
Right.
And I would say it's probably similar for our Society Hill location, because that's also in the Hopkinson house, so they have some say over that. Fishtown's a little bit different because that's ours. But definitely for 1619, please limit access as much as possible.
Even in Fishtown, if you don't need to go, please don't go, because we'll have to continue cleaning the offices as more people show in. So Going back to the title company, Tori, please guide me if I'm losing my train of thought. The title company is going to continue closing. We are all working, and if things are going to be going under contract, as long as the city says that we can conduct business, and there's no, martial law like New Jersey had from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. that we can actually conduct business, the title company will be in business to do the closings.
Right. Jerry, did that answer your question? You can say yes or no in a second. I'm going to move on to the next question.
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. The checks that we were notified were placed in our folder, i.e. commissions. Will those be updated to ACH transfers?
The ones that were cut will not be done.
So, any outstanding commissions, Michael will, if he hasn't already, he'll reach out to you on. If there are, most of the checks that were cut yesterday and were emailed about are actually escrow-related checks. So, at this time, like Joe mentioned earlier, it'll take a couple of days for those to get set up on the electronic transfers. But no, they won't be ACH or anything like that because they're escrow.
There were some checks that people were notified that were put into their folders probably last Friday that may or may not be commission checks, or Thursday that people might not have picked up yet. So I'm sure that they're referring to those.
So if I may answer, any checks that were already cut, with so much going on, it'll be very challenging to cancel them and reissue as ACH. Another reason being, there's in this new technology age, there's a lot of security behind it. In theory, not saying that anybody would do that, in theory, a check can be picked up, deposited on the mobile app, put it back in the folder, and then we'll have to put a stop payment on it. And then we have to wait for 3 to 5 business days and then reissue another check or do ACH. That is a lot of work for 400 agents. So anything that has been cut will not be changed into ACH. Anything that is pending, Michael is the guy who will be reaching out for commissions. There was another question raised that who is the point of contact? There are 2 people who are the point of contact for all invoicing, payments, and commissions. Commissions is purely Michael at kwphiladelphia.com. And for any other accounting questions, Joe Sillo, KLRW772 at kw.com. So between Michael and Joe Sillo, our MCAs, are the 2 people that needs to be reached instead of reaching the team leader, myself or Tori or Brandon. I think going straight to the source will be the best way to get all your accounting questions answered.
Okay, Chris Summers just posted breaking news: IRS tax payments postponed. And then he said, yes, I am on Twitter all day.
That's
huge.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
So what I would do and suggest from that, Chris, thanks for sharing that. If there's anyone who was thinking about getting to the market in the next couple of weeks based on their IRS returns or anything like that, definitely reach out to them because that might not be happening. Thanks for sharing that, Chris. What other questions we got, Tori?
That's it as of right now. Does anyone else have any questions?
Brandon, are we going to be ending the call?
What's that?
If there are any more questions, are we going to be ending the call?
Yes, if there are no more questions, we will be ending the call. I just wanted to give everybody a couple extra seconds to get anything typed in. A couple things. I know there's a lot of leadership team members, but keep in mind that, again, like Gaurav said, any accounting issues or any accounting questions, point of contact is always going to be Michael and Joe, just for a streamlined efficiency. Anything else, reach out to any one of us. Like we're working. We're not just hanging out. I have Maddie here answering questions for me too. So if you have any questions for her about Frozen or anything like that, she's happy to answer them. We will be doing some more interesting live streams or group chats. So just be on the lookout, be on the Facebook page. See if you get any updates from Olaf does like warm hugs, Morgan. See if you get updates from that email, the email update. Like that is definitely one to keep in mind and favorite.
No, that's good. This call has been great, Brandon. Good running it. Want to give a shout out to all the leadership team. You guys have all been amazing. I know all over the weekend and yesterday, everybody was working very, very hard. Kudos to the whole team. I think I'm privileged to be working with everybody together, and our team will definitely show the difference between what others are doing and what we are doing. And we think we're definitely leading the way, including the virtual tours and the transactions and the title company and the whole accounting team. And hats off. It's times like these that defines what a team is all about.
I appreciate you, and I agree 1,000%. If anybody needs anything, we're here.
It's a working day, guys. It's 12 p.m. So continue working.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. Bye, Maddie. I don't know how to get out of here. How do we get out of here?
Neither. I have no idea how to close it. Oh, boy.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
Here we go.